T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Everything in order for an on-time launch at 7:56 and 7 seconds a.m. Central Time. The Soyuz 2.1A booster now on internal power. T-minus 1 minute. Just a few seconds from now, that first umbilical tower will retract from the side of the vehicle. First umbilical has retracted. T-minus 25 seconds and counting, waiting for the second umbilical to retract to begin auto sequence start. There is the second umbilical has retracted, launch sequence initiated. We have engine start. Engines coming up to full throttle. The launch command initiated. And liftoff. Liftoff of the 84th Progress resupply ship to the International Space Station. All first stage engines reported operating normally. The booster arcing out to the northeast, beginning its fast-track 2-orbit journey to reach the orbital outpost. 35 seconds into the flight. All engine performance reported normal. Roll program has been completed. The vehicle reported to be in stable shape. We'll be coming up on the period of maximum dynamic pressure on the Soyuz booster just a few seconds from now. One minute, 8 seconds into the flight. Flight is reported to be nominal by the blockhouse in Baikonur. All parameters, yaw, pitch and roll, all reported to be nominal. 1 minute, 40 seconds into the flight. Coming up on the 2-minute mark into the flight. We'll be standing by for first stage shutdown and booster separation. First stage separation confirmed. The vehicle reported to be in stable shape, good shape, second stage engine up and running. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the flight. About 6.5 minutes of powered flight remaining. Second stage engine performing normal, according to the blockhouse in Baikonur. Coming up on the 3-minute mark into the flight, all parameters reported to be nominal. All structural parameters reported to be nominal. 3 minutes, 15 seconds into the flight. 5.5 minutes of powered flight remaining. And we have fairing jettison on time. The Soyuz booster traveling just over 5,200 miles per hour. Altitude 49 miles. Downrange distance 72 miles from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Flight reported to be nominal, almost 4 minutes in. Good reports from the blockhouse in Baikonur. This view now from a camera on the third stage of the Soyuz booster. 4 minutes, 15 seconds into the flight. 4.5 minutes of powered flight remaining. We're coming up on second stage engine shutdown and separation. And second stage shutdown is confirmed. That view of the aft skirt being jettisoned. 5 minutes, 15 seconds into the flight, everything reported to be nominal. Five minutes, 35 seconds into the flight, just over 3 minutes of powered flight remaining. Launch occurring on time at 7:56 and 7 seconds a.m. Central Time, which was 5:56 p.m. at the launch site in Baikonur. Passing 6 minutes into the flight. Engine performance nominal. Structural parameters all in line. Good reports from the blockhouse in Baikonur. At the time of third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation, the flight control team at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow will take over control of the Progress's journey to the International Space Station. Six minutes, 52 seconds into the flight. Just under 2 minutes of powered flight remaining. Yaw, pitch and roll reported to be nominal. Good stability, good parameters on the Soyuz booster. Third stage engine performance is nominal, 7 minutes, 30 seconds into the flight. Just a little over 1 minute of powered flight remaining. Everything remains in good shape. Good reports from the blockhouse in Baikonur. Eight minutes into the flight. So far, so good. Everything by the book. Less than a minute of powered flight remaining. Coming up on the 8.5-minute mark into the flight. Again, all engine parameters and structural parameters are normal. We are standing by for third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation. Third stage shutdown confirmed and third stage separation. Now the command will be issued for the Progress to unfurl its solar arrays and navigational antennas. And the solar arrays and the navigational antennas have all deployed normally. So the Progress is now in its preliminary orbit after a flawless ascent and climb to orbit after its launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. This is a two-orbit journey that will last less than 3.5 hours, with docking to the Poisk module scheduled at 11:20 a.m. Central Time, 12:20 p.m. Eastern Time. This view now from the external cross-haired engineering camera on the Progress vehicle, our first view from Progress, following its flawless ascent into its preliminary orbit. The quick rendezvous of two orbits to the International Space Station will see a engine firing in about 25 minutes. That's called the DV1, or Delta Velocity 1 burn. That begins the heart of the automated rendezvous by the Progress to the International Space Station. But for now, a flawless ascent and arrival on orbit, the preliminary orbit for the Progress vehicle. So that'll wrap up our coverage of the launch. We will be back on the air at 10:30 a.m. Central Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time for rendezvous and docking coverage, with docking scheduled at 11:20 a.m. Central Time, 12:20 p.m. Eastern Time. For now, a great start to the journey of Progress 84, the uncrewed resupply ship heading to the International Space Station. We'll see you back in a few hours. For now, this is Mission Control Houston. About 3 minutes away from beginning the fly around of the station by the Progress. This is all automated. The Corps' automated rendezvous system, which is basically a system that bounces navigational information back and forth to a receiving system that is comparable to the transmission system on the Progress. The Progress is the active system. The station's side of the Corps system is the passive system. That navigational information continues to update in the Progress's computers, so it understands the position and its orientation and its direction of travel and closure rate to wind up docking to the right docking port on the station. Less than 500 meters separating Progress from the International Space Station.
400 meters range, waiting for fly around. We have started.
And flight controllers confirming that the fly around of the station is now underway.
And
again, this maneuver, which is common for approaching vehicles to the Russian segment of the station, will precisely align the forward docking probe on the Progress supply ship to the Poisk module in this case, which is the docking port for this resupply craft.
Velocity is negative 1.1.
The fly-around should take just under 10 minutes to complete. That will be followed by a very brief period of station keeping to allow Russian flight controllers to assess the orientation of Progress toward its docking port. .300 meters separating Progress from the International Space Station, now closing at a rate just under 1 meter per second.
Usually the range is matching 300, and we continue fly around.
And our first view of the Progress itself from cameras on the International Space Station. The station and the Progress flying 260 miles, about to fly almost directly over Casablanca. Prominent in the field of view, the white cylindrical object is the new airlock, new in the sense of its installation, having launched on the STS-132 mission of the Space Shuttle Atlantis years ago. That airlock was installed during a recent Russian spacewalk by Prokopyev and Petelin. 230 meters now separating Progress from the station, continuing its fly-around, station keeping just a few minutes away.
About 200 meters range. Negative 0 velocity. Copy, continue. Continue monitoring automatic.
The spacecraft on the left side of the screen in this view from the Progress's cameras is the ISS Progress 83 cargo craft, which has been used for reboost capability of the station and other maneuvers. Docked to the aft end of the Zvezda service module. Prokopyev and Petelin inside the service module, at the ready if necessary to take over manual control of the flying of the Progress. In the unlikely event an issue would occur with the Corps' automated rendezvous system, but Corps is solid at the moment, providing the navigational information for the Progress's computers as it continues its slow approach, methodical approach for docking to Poisk. Docking is still scheduled for approximately 11:20 a.m. Central Time. Around 90 degrees of fly around remaining.
We are back in insulation. We are turning off the overlay, turning off AGC mode. Okay, copy. Activating operation. Deactivating AGC mode. Deactivating operation. Copy. Are you able to see the station well? It's a little dark, actually. But with AGC mode on, we couldn't see anything at all. I think it was better with one marker. Okay, let's try it one more time. Back to initial and to operation. And one for the AGC mode. I think this is better. Okay, we'll leave it.
Inside 200 meters. Progress about to wrap up its fly around and begin a short period of station keeping.
Range rate is 0. We are monitoring the docking port on RM2. Copy. And range is about 150 meters.
Crossing the border of Croatia and Hungary, Progress, you can see very clearly its thruster firings as it begins to put the brakes on for a short period of station keeping.
Station Moscow on space to ground 1. Range is 170. We see the roll maneuver has initiated. We are approaching the axis for the docking port. And our settings 190921 for the beginning of final approach. Be ready to put in the manual command if needed. Okay, copy.
The roll maneuver reported through the interpreter to Sergei Prokopiev on board the station refers to the positioning of the solar arrays on the Progress vehicle. So it's at the correct orientation for final approach, contact, and capture. It has been just 3 hours and 8 minutes since launch of the Progress from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan.
Docking port ranges up about 170 meters. The roll maneuver is ongoing.
And station keeping initiated at a range of about 170 meters.
Sergei will go LOS at 1512. There will be an LOS on Space to Ground 1, so a little bit before that, you can go and switch over to UKV, line 2. Okay, we'll switch to UKV. Standing by for completion of fly around. Ranges 170. The docking port is a little bit higher than the crosshairs. Completion of fly around confirmed.
Again, this period of station keeping is usually very, very brief, a few seconds or so, to enable the Russian flight controllers to assess the orientation of the forward docking probe on the Progress to the port of call, which is the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the station. The space station and the Progress flying over southwestern Russia at an altitude of 260 statute miles.
Moscow station on Space to Ground 1. Go ahead. Fly around is complete. And we are standing by for initiation of final approach. Okay, copy, standing by. Station Moscow, let's put in format 44. I've put in the command. Работа operation is in. I'm putting in format 44. Time is 19:07:47.
And the command has been given for final approach by the Progress to the International Space Station.
Okay, now we're working per page 23. Confirmed, page 23, and range rate is increasing.
We're about 12 minutes away from docking. It's not a precise time. The targeted time is 11:20 a.m. Central, 12:20 p.m. Eastern Time.
Range rate is 0.8. I'm putting in AGC mode.
Progress flying very, very nicely on its automated guidance system.
Range is 140. Negative 0.83 is the range rate. Copy, 3 minutes till eclipse.
That call, we're about 3 minutes away from going into an orbital sunset. That is not a constraint to docking. Just over 100 meters separating Progress from the Poisk module. You see the docking port on Poisk just above the crosshairs.
110. Range rate is negative 0.7. Target is visible. Copy. Sergey, can you verify operation and turn it off for now? Okay, we don't need AGC mode anymore. We are turning off operation. Copy.
The station and Progress now flying 260 miles over northwestern Kazakhstan.
Range is approximately 80 meters. Target is visible. Range is 70, negative 0.34.
68 meters separating Progress from the docking port.
Copy.
Everything continues to go very, very smoothly and has been since the Progress launched atop the Soyuz 2.1A booster 3 hours and 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Going to cover. It's all the same for you. Just press COM line 2. Moscow station on UKV. We hear you loud and clear. Yes, I also. The target is in the center and the target crosshairs are aligned. Okay, copy. Stand by for the message for readiness to inaudible.
We have passed out of range of our tracking and data relay satellite system for just a couple of minutes here. This view over Russian ground stations of the approach of the Progress to the Poisk module, 50 meters now separating Progress from Poisk.
The video is gone. Okay, copy. Range is approximately 46 meters. Copy.
Inside 50 meters, closing at a rate of about 1/10 of a meter per second. That will be the velocity of the Progress at the time of contact and capture.
I see the message is ready. Copy. Inaudible.
The Poisk docking port is now powered on, ready to receive the Progress. Once docking occurs, the relative motion of the two vehicles against one another will dampen out. The docking probe will be retracted to bring the docking surfaces flush against one another, initiating the closing of the hooks to form a hard mate between Progress and the International Space Station.
Two minutes till eclipse. A little bit to the left. Okay, copy, standing by. Range is 30. Range rate is -009. Copy, you're go to proceed.
Inside 30 meters now.
I'm putting in the увод разрешен command. Breakout enabled.
The center of this engineering crosshair view should align itself with the diamond-shaped object just underneath the docking port. That basically is a docking target that is used for navigational precision on the final several meters of approach.
Copy, and let's proceed to page 24. That was 15 meters. Target is a little lower than center. Copy. Ready, com. Let's continue automatic docking and final approach.
The docking target clearly in view, almost at the center of the crosshairs, inside 20 meters. Closing at a rate of about 1/10 of a meter per second.
Target crosshairs are aligned. Alignment of target center and center of video monitor. Copy. About 6 meters, about 5 meters, half a square lower than the crosshairs. The target is half a square lower. Ready, com. Copy.
Progress almost home. Standing by for contact and capture.
Range is 3. After contact. Ready, com. Okay, standing by for contact. About half a meter. Contact.
Contact and capture confirmed. Docking confirmed. At 11:19 a.m. Central Time, 12:19 a.m. Eastern Time, as the International Space Station flew 260 miles over China.
A successful docking of the Progress vehicle. Thank you. We also congratulate you. Standing by for a go to deactivate Toru per page 27.